Okay, so let's take a few minutes and talk about what to do when we have an open interval or a closed interval and we'd like to find our max and mins. So I'll try to be kind of quick as we go through this because there's not a whole lot of heavy-duty math that needs to happen here. So we're going to look at each of the intervals that were given for the graph that we have, and we're going to figure out what's the min or the max for that graph for that particular interval. So let's start with the interval from -2 to 3. Notice I have closed intervals, right, on both sides. That's closed and that's closed. So we're saying include -2 and include +3 in your assessment of that graph. So if we look at the entire function as it's graphed between -2 and 3, I want you to figure out what's the maximum and what's the minimum. So when we look at this graph, the biggest y value I see is at 9 on this entire interval, okay? And it happens at when x is 3. So the max would be at 3, 9. Now, our minimum, we're going to look at as the lowest point in that interval. So between -2 and 3, so from here to here on the x-axis, we're looking at what's the lowest output, what's our lowest y value. So the lowest point on the graph is at -1. So our minimum would be at the point 0, -1. Now, if I change my interval just a little bit and I make it from -2 to +3, so same values, but this time what I'm saying is we have a closed circle where we are at x equals -2, but at 3, this is now an open circle here, okay? So, first thing I'm going to look at is what's my maximum. Well, my issue becomes because there's an open circle at what would be the highest point on that part of the graph. No matter what I do, and we talked a little bit about this on day 1, I can get a number that's a little bit closer to 3. So I could say, okay, well, if it's not exactly 3, then the maximum could be, x equals 2.9. And then somebody else could say, well, then I can go even closer. I can say the x is 2.99. And then another person could say, well, I think it's 2.999. And we could continue like that forever because we can always add on another 9 at the end of our decimal. So what that tells us is that there is no maximum for this now. Now, as far as a minimum goes, we're still looking at the lowest point on the graph. Now, there's nothing that changes about this function when we change that endpoint as far as what's happening in between the endpoints. So this point here at 0, -1 is still my lowest point on the graph in between those two values. So my minimum is still at 0, -1. All right, so let's change this just a little bit again, and let's make it go from -2 to +3, but this time we're going to include -2. I'm sorry, not include -2, but we are going to include +3. So this guy becomes a closed circle again, but now this one's an open circle. Okay, so, and I don't think I can erase that to make it any better. Oh, I can. All right, so that's an open circle there. We've got to rethink the whole process again. So now we look at this and we ask ourselves, what's our highest point? What's our biggest y value on this graph in between -2 and 3 when we're not including -2? So I could still say my maximum this time would be at 3, 9. Okay, because we're including 3, 9 now, we can say that's the absolute highest point on that graph. Our minimum does not change. It's not affected by any of these changes. So it's still at 0, -1. Okay, last but not least, what if I say we don't include either endpoint? So from -2 to +3, not including either endpoint. So I make this an open circle, and I have an open circle at -2 as well. Okay, well, my maximum is no longer there for the same reason that we had up above. There will be no maximum here. And my minimum is still unaffected. So my minimum would still be at 0, -1. All right, let's try another one. So this time it's just some random graph that I've never seen before, and I want to talk about, what are my maxes and mins in this graph depending on the interval that I'm given. So from the interval -3 to +2, including both. All right, so now I'm saying let's include this interval here, or this endpoint and this endpoint. All right, what's my maximum and what's my minimum? So my maximum, well, I run into an issue here with there being two possible maximums, because I have two that have, outputs of 5, and that's the highest I can have. So my maximums would be at 2, 5 and at -3, 5. I have two of them this time. Now, as far as a minimum goes, well, I look for the lowest output on my graph, and that's right here. I didn't give that a value, so, let's just call this 1. Okay, so we'll say it's at 0, 1. So my minimum is at 0, 1. Okay, that's my lowest output. All right, let's change our intervals just slightly. So from -3 to +2, this time we're not going to include +2. So I'm going to make that an open circle. So right here is an open circle. Now when we start to think about our maximums, well, there's only one this time because we are including the point -3, 5, but I am not including the point 2, 5. So I can't call that a maximum anymore. My minimum is unchanged. Still at 0, 1. All right, let's try changing my interval again, just slightly, from -3 to +2. So this time, I'm going to have an open circle here and a closed circle here. So it's kind of the flip of what we just did. This time my maximum is at the point -3, 5. I'm sorry, not -3, 5, at the point 2, 5. Because now we're including x equals 2, but we're not including x equals -3. My minimum is unchanged. Now this isn't always the case, it just so happens with the examples we've done so far that our minimum isn't changed. Now if I change my interval one more time and make both of those open circles, now my maximum doesn't exist, right? Because no matter what I do, I can find a number that has a y value that's just a little bit bigger than whatever I've listed. So I could say 4.9 and somebody else could say, well, I think it's 4.99, and somebody else could say, well, I think it's 4.999. So no matter what, we don't get any. So there are none. And then our minimum is still at 0, 1. All right, last one. You try this, and then I'll just briefly show you each of the results. Pause the video and come back when you're ready. So here's the first one. You can pause the video again. Here's the second interval. Notice I went from 0 to 4 this time, so I only selected a portion of that graph. So that's why we have no minimum, because where we would have a minimum is an open circle. All right, here's the next one. Notice our endpoints now are open circles, and that's why we don't have a maximum. All right, this last one was a little tricky. So there's no maximum because we go up to -4, which has an open circle, but our minimum we can find by using the actual function that we were given, which hopefully you saw was right here. And just plug in your x value there and get an output of -2 radical 3, and that would be your minimum. Okay, try the homework tonight. It's going to just be a bunch of these, and we'll go over any questions you have on Monday. I will try to take a look at what you have done between now and Monday to give you some feedback, but just in case I don't, just know that we'll go over any questions you have on Monday.